many years. People say they've got pet cats. Now, pet cats come in two types, indoor and outdoor. Okay? A lot of people got pet cats that are outdoor cats. Now, how do you change that?
Don't dogs go that way too?
Yeah, no, dogs are, we
It should be indoor or outdoor.
we can kind of take, you can't cage a cat outdoors. That is, I don't.
But if we make the rule that becomes not our problem, you will contain your cat or else. I mean, it's not our problem to worry about how they
Yeah.
contain it. You know,
We
plain
go
and-
that way.
Plain and simple. I mean, it's, if you don't want your cat picked up, make sure it don't run off. You know, it's-
But then what do you do about all the abandoned outdoor pet cats? Well, then people are just gonna abandon their outdoor pet cats and we still have the cats. They're just, they just have no owner and no license.
You gotta read that one. And I
Well-
think at the league meetings, this is discussed for years and years and years. It's always discussed cats and dogs, and no one's come up with a solution to any of it yet.
No.
Unfortunately, it's gonna take some unpleasant activity.
Well, it's gonna take some tougher enforcement, but I still think, just beating the citizen over the head is not gonna solve that either.
No.
And it's gonna alienate the community from us and what we do in the future. So, I'm not sure it's not where I wanna
But how
go.
do we get them to be the responsible pet owners?
Education.
Share the cats?
Education.
Okay, what do we need to do to educate people?
Well, I need the ability to have some control over the animals, cats and dogs that go in and out, under our code. And right now, I don't have that,
Okay, why not?
okay? Because Dr. Luke is the pound, and he's not willing to enforce our codes. Now, if he was, if we could come to an agreement, that might change the dynamics. But heretofore, he has not.
I'd be in favor of having a conversation with them in a work session.
You all know that Dr. Gentry is, the city has been in contact with him. He's been in contact with the city administrator and offered to lease his facility to us.
How much?
That's negotiable at this point.
Yeah, but how much?
You start out at $600 plus, that includes, the rent, utilities, tax, insurance. $600 for rent, we cover the rest. For a short term, say 6 months, see if
Then
there's
we
a,
got for 6 months.
well, to see if it works for us. If it doesn't work, if it's not a solution, we could jump out of it.
And that was for, how many animals?
Well, whatever we can hold in there.
Nick, I thought when they was presenting that earlier, it would only hold the X amount.
Well,
That's
there's
a
only,
very
as far
small number, man.
as far as I know, there's only 4 outdoor kennels for dogs, and I'm not aware of any indoor kennels for dogs.
Okay.
That is for larger dogs. The smaller dogs can go in, and they've got some nice, smaller cages for cats and dogs.
You've got some runs outside for
You
dogs.
got 4 runs outside. Obviously, this time of year, you can't keep dogs out there.
Total
So,
dogs, total cats.
I'm guessing, 25 cats and small dogs, half a dozen large dogs.
Okay, who would man it?
Humane Society, I've brought asked some of the members of the Humane Society to join us tonight. They're willing to step up and assist with the operation of that facility.
I don't know, Chris. I think we've got, we're just hearing about it, so we need to talk about it too. I think we'd be willing to help, but the one concern I really have over this is Dr. Luke called me today and some gentleman had gone out there, he had a year-old hunting dog, mixed dog, and he wanted euthanized because it wasn't hunting like he thought. He says, too good a dog to put down. Will you accept responsibility? And Kathy happened to be with me at the time, and I said, yep. She'll foster it. The guy left $150. She's getting spayed, or got spayed today, got all her shots, got a foster home, and she'll get adopted. That's what I worry about this. There's a lot, he does so much to save these animals. I took 3 little kittens out there the 1st of September that their front paws were all crippled. They took care of those. They didn't charge anybody anything. They're all three adopted. The city, you couldn't afford to do that. What they do and don't charge for is unreal. I don't know how many times there are animals that they say that nobody knows anything about. And I know there are problems too, but I think we're willing to help save the animals, but there's a lot we need to talk about as a group too.
We know we have issues, and, you know, and everybody wants to address it and try to find the best thing for the
Right.
animals. But, you know, we basically gotta come up with something, because there are people out there that are getting pretty frustrated by, certain areas of the world that,
Right.
it's a big problem. And, you know, like, I really don't have that problem where I live, but I know there's other people that do. And they get pretty adamant about it when they have the messes and stuff. And I understand where they're coming from, and it's tough to resolve the issues, but I think we need to continue to see if we can get something going with Doc Luke, and appreciate Trudy's comments, because I think he does do a lot for the community that we don't know about, and at his own expense, and I think we need to continue to foster and build that relationship, and maybe there's more we can do there. But, you know, it's tough for you to do your job, but, you know, you just can't wave the magic wand to make it happen, but, you know, we want to work with you to find a solution.
Okay.
That's kind of what we're coming from.
Over the last two accounts payable, we've spent somewhere near $1,800. Solid guys that there.
Well, last month was 300.
This last one that we had is not a month, because the very last, the one before that was $1,395.
And I don't think he bills us every month, does he? I mean, I don't know.
Bills it
Yeah.
when he has
Yeah.
whatever business.
So he may save up
Right.
6 to 8 weeks.
But at the same time, one way or the other, we're still spending lots of money.
One of those is a large case. One of those, no,
You'll get refunded for it.
we hope.
You don't have to go by yearly
Until the guy
basis.
gets rid of it.
Yeah, you can't do block by block, it'll be too misleading to make any conclusions. But either way we go, it's gonna be,
It's gonna be
it's a
expensive.
cost.
Expensive.
That's the nice thing about out there, there's 4 vets, soon to be 5 veterinarians on staff, and then there's vet techs, and, you know, these are people, you know, they're getting professional, right when that animal hits the facility, you know, it's getting great care. And, you know, how do you replicate that by not having veterinarians? And, you know, and I know the Humane Society people do a lot of work with the animals, but it's a little different. And I think maybe we need to incentivize him maybe a little more. And then we budget it, and, you know, we can still do that, less expensive than we can build a pound, in my opinion.
I think the biggest problem from talking to Chris is, I think the requirements stringent. You know, if you pick up this animal, it's gotta be in a climate controlled, no germs. But you're taking a cat and sleeping under somebody's porch, and you gotta put him in the Taj Mahal, you know? I don't understand that. That makes it expensive. That's where you get all this expense.
Personally, I really appreciate what, Chris and the Humane Society is
yeah.
doing. I mean, because
Frustrating, I'm sure.
I mean, I love animals. I'm more favorable to dogs than I am cats, but I think something needs to be done.
And I think I appreciate you guys coming out this evening, because I know you want to help find a solution. And, because, I'm an animal lover, I'm kind of like Ken, I'm not a huge cat, but I like animals, period.
Well, I think we gotta keep on top of it. I don't think we can end it with this tonight. It's not gonna be-
No.
Yeah, it's continuous ongoing.
Do you think we should maybe have a little conversation with Doc Luke, and see if we could make it worth his time?
I think that's what I'm hearing from you all, we ought to try to come up with something else.
But
I
we
mean,
need,
if he's still short on room out there, like you're saying he is, maybe we need to, maybe help him build a larger facility or an additional facility out there.
We just built one, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but like Chris said, they're full.
But there was one veterinary went out of business, so that flooded over there with the homeowners' pets to be cared for and housed while people are out of town.
Especially during the holiday season, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Memorial Day. They kennel pets for their clients, and they fill up their kennels that way.
Can I make a comment? I think the only way that is gonna work as far as a contract with Dr. Luke is to have a specific portion of his facility, probably a different facility, set aside for the city. Because obviously he's in private business, he's going to wanna fill those with his clients. So on the busy times, the city is still gonna continue to get it turned away unless you have a contract that says these 10 pens are for city animals. I'm afraid you're still going to run into the same problem even if you have a contract because he's just so limited with
I
space.
mean, because I'm concerned if the city gets into this business, eventually we're gonna have to hire a veterinarian. Either hire them to do our work, which I don't think, I can't imagine them wanting to, come and work for the city. But even if you do get licensed to give those, whatever shots need to be given, distemper or whatever, I think it'd be great to see if he's out of room, if we could still work something out to where if he can justify another building out there for us to have, I think that would be the way to go.
To be dedicated for our use.
Yes.
Don't you think we would
Let's-
also
let's-
need an agreement from him to conform to our codes?
Well, I think if we were helping build the building, if we had some skin in the game.
Nobody gets the dog or the other table.
Yeah.
I know we're getting kind of ahead, we're making a solution before really figuring out what the total problem is. We need Dr. Luke here for that.
Yeah.
But, if we're talking about building a building, then we should, I think, keep that as a negotiation. Like, we can build a building and staff it with potential volunteers and take our business elsewhere, where we can pay you a premium to take care of us like a valued customer that we should be considered. And just put in.
I'd say, Chris, why don't you visit with Dr. Luke and just find out what his feelings are? Or I can go out and visit with him. It doesn't matter to me.
You want Kent to go visit?
Yeah, I've been on the conference
Okay, I'll
discussions.
go visit with him.
What was the authority or what?
Huh?
You said you didn't have the authority to do something. What was that?
Well, if he's not willing to help us enforce our codes, then I've got no authority over him and what he does, private business. So that's what I was suggesting.
And I can see where they're coming from too, because they're out there to work with their clients. They don't want to get their, because they may be impounding a pet of one of their really good customers. They're not going to want to upset one of their customers. And I can see where that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's still gonna boil down to that same thing, or whether we shut up the building or not, it's still gonna be one of his clients possibly that he has housed in the city's portion of the facility.
Well, we just need to visit with them.
Yeah.
Kind of start from the ground, work back up again. What else?
That's all I really had to talk about tonight, and we'll just kind of see where it goes from there. No, it was gonna make the meeting too long. So,
Is there some good meat in this?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll read it.
Yeah.
I didn't,
It's really good.
I didn't get
It's good information. It's just not, there's just not a good answer. If you're looking for an answer, it's not there.
We know what the problem is, we just don't have an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
Okay, we stand there. Last meeting for this year. Have a Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yes, you too.
Glad I wasn't sure.